Good evening, brothers, sisters, and siblings, and welcome back to the Vibe Too Many podcast. I, of course, am your host, KJ Collelo, joined, as always, by...
Ashton Byrne. I'm here, even though I'm sick. I made it.
Before we get into the episode, though, we obviously had a big release this weekend, the weekend we're filming this. Odyssey has come out. Last week, not last week, 2 weeks ago, Robin and I did the fucking episode on Christopher Nolan. One of us in this podcast has seen the Odyssey, and it's not the one that was in that episode, so...
I saw it. It was long.
But honestly, I don't even really want to talk about the Odyssey. This has been everywhere. I'm not the first person to say this. But I wanted to talk about a very funny thing, which is I think Matt Damon has the worst sense of direction in movie history.
Oh, yeah, he's constantly trying to, find things, and then he gets lost.
That motherfucker can never find his way home, can he?
No. Perpetually.
We talked about it in Interstellar. He got trapped on the planet, and he decided to kill Matthew McConaughey about it.
Oh, yeah, this is true.
And then it led me to a question. So, obviously, Matt Damon can never find his way home in a movie.
Yeah.
So I was curious to find out. There's another great movie about guys that cannot find their way where they're going. And it is the second most New Jersey film of all time. So I would like to know what Matt Damon character would work best in Harold and Kumar Go to White Castle.
It's definitely not Jason Bourne. I think the guy plays...
I think they would kind of vibe with Jason Bourne.
I think they would vibe with the guy from The Martian.
Mark Watney. Mark Watney, I think, is the best choice. Mark Watney, Harold, and Kumar would fucking vibe together.
Yeah. He would tell them all about
They would be like boys.
They would. They would be best bros.
He'd be like, yo, I made potatoes with my own shit, and they'd be like, that's wild, let's get White Castle. And Mark Watney would be like, fuck yes.
Yes. I
would kill to see that movie.
I could see him destroying some White Castle.
Especially after being on Mars for that long.
Yes.
What do you think they would think about Will Hunting?
I don't know if they vibe that well.
I don't know, because, he's a pretty nice guy. You know?
But they have nothing, in common.
Nah. Maybe, I can't remember his character's name, but maybe Matt Damon and Rounders. Because, he's playing in, the shady poker halls and things, and he would probably take, Harold and Kumar to one of those. Anyway, this is Vibe Too Many's official pitch. Ash and I will write the script. It is Harold and Kumar Go to White Castle, except now Mark Watney is also there.
No, in space.
I don't even think it takes place... I think it still takes place in New Jersey. How about we get into the meat and potatoes of this episode? Ashton, what are we doing today that I'm so pumped about?
We're talking about Spider-Man.
Spider-Man! Twit, twit. I love Spider-Man. Yeah, obviously, the day you're watching this, brand new day comes out. You know we had to do a Spider-Man video. And, just like we did with Superman, we're going to be ranking our live-action Spider-Man. It's the movies, we're just doing the movies. Alright, so we're starting off in the far back year of, I think, 2002. Spider-Man came out. And it is Tobey Maguire taking over the role for Peter Parker. We're going to play this by the same rules we played the Superman episode, where we're going to talk a little bit about the movie, but really we're going to focus on Peter Parker. So starting with the original Spider-Man, this movie's very much a product of its time, isn't it?
It's kind of beautiful. I love how much of a product of its time it
is. It's stylized. I know it's kind of a hokey
feels
style,
like a comic book. It's the most comic book.
Yes, that's the thing.
Movie.
Comic books are hokey, and we've spent the last 30 years or 25 years trying to be oh, we got to take comic book movies seriously. No, you don't. Make them fun. I know people shit on the Green Goblin's costume in this movie. I love his costume in this movie.
I like it. What did they expect? A real...
They did
that in one of the racist Spider-Man fan movie, and it looked like garbage.
I like kind of the skin-tight suit with the weird mask. I think it's kind of fun. It's all a little silly.
I like that he talks to it.
Yeah, he has his Jekyll and Hyde thing.
it has like a vintage quality to it. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, and like movies...
I think because it's like so very obviously not trying to hide the fact that it's a comic book.
No, it's trying to embrace that, honestly. The cast of this movie, half of it is like, let me say a third of it is kind of mid at best. And then the rest of it, fucking amazing.
Which is crazy because then he's acting circles around like everybody else in this movie.
Tobey Maguire just being like, I'm Peter Parker, everyone, and then Willem Dafoe comes in and is like, ah! And you're like, hell yeah, this is awesome. Now, there's more people I want to give credit to in this movie. J.K. Simmons also gets a ton of credibility. Like, he gets a ton of credit for this movie, and he deserves it. J. Jonah Jameson is ripped off the page.
Yes, there's nobody else who could be J. Jonah Jameson.
It's better in part 2, I will say, because you get. I think just because you get more of him.
Yes.
If this movie came out today, people would be trying to get a Daily Bugle show up and running. There's nothing we can say that hasn't already been said. He is amazing. Rosemary Harris playing Aunt May, I thought she was brilliant too.
I think her acting is good. I think some of Aunt May's lines...
They're hokey lines, it's fine. The same way I think J.K. Simmons is ripped off the page, Rosemary Harris is kind of ripped off the page for Aunt May, too. Just this sweet old woman.
I think so, too. Even with, like, the hokey lines...
I love Cliff Robertson as Uncle Ben. He's the best.
Yes, he's great. He's perfect. That's another one ripped off the page.
Such a good Uncle Ben in, like, not a lot of screen time. Because he's so warm.
He reminds me a lot of how Superman's dad, Pa Kent,
John
was.
Kent, yeah. When Peter doesn't help Ben paint the kitchen or whatever, which is such a minor plot point, but that happened and I was like, what the fuck, Peter? You gotta spend time with him. You don't want to spend... I'll spend time with Uncle Ben.
But you're turning him to a pile of mush.
Like, he's just... He's a very kindly man. The best bit of acting from Tobey Maguire, who's your lead in this, I think comes when he's, like, comforting Uncle Ben as he's dying. We like Spider-Man 2002. But what do we think about Peter Parker in this?
I feel like just because, like, I wasn't, like, big into these movies growing up. So I feel like it kind of, like, impacts my thoughts on this movie, because I feel like a lot of people really connect with him for, like, nostalgia reasons. I don't know. He's mid.
Okay, so I did grow up on these movies. I watched Spider-Man and Spider-Man 2 religiously. I was in the theater. I could point to the theater I saw Spider-Man 3 in. This Peter Parker fucking sucks. I have the nostalgia.
He's, like, too much of, like, a loser.
So, yeah, I fucking hate this Peter Parker. I think this Peter Parker is a piece of shit. And the kind of weak performance doesn't really help this. This Peter is an asshole. He's just a selfish asshole. He becomes a superhero not for any, like, justified reasons. He doesn't really want to seem to make the world a better place. He just kind of does it because he can. And he's angry at Uncle Ben's death?
I feel like that's something that, like, a lot of these kind of get wrong about Spider-Man.
Like,
unfortunately.
Even in fucking Kick-Ass, Dave becomes a superhero partially because he wants to make the world a better place. You're getting out-moraled by Kick-Ass.
There's at least, like, a little bit of something
like,
there.
Come on. Okay, so these fucking Spider-Man fans that love this original movie so much, they always bitch about how MJ is a terrible girlfriend, and I'm like, no, Peter is a terrible boyfriend. He does not think about MJ, even in this fucking movie. He's a creepy, incel-ass nice guy.
He's just, like, it's a very, like, surface level attraction.
Yeah, he's hitting on this woman that has a boyfriend in the beginning of the movie.
I mean, the whole reason he puts on the costume is because he wants the money for, like, a car.
That's right, to impress
Just
MJ.
to impress her.
And then she starts dating his best friend, and he's, like, angry about that, but he never fucking made a move on her, even though MJ keeps giving him the opportunity to. She keeps basically going up to him and being like, hey, hit on me. And Peter's like, I'm just gonna listen to your family beat you.
I also love how They keep saying that, oh, Peter has been in love with MJ his whole childhood. They never interacted, actually. Like, they explain their dynamic. They just lived together, like, next to each other. They never really, like, knew each other like that. He was supposedly in love with her.
He is in love with her because she's pretty. Which she is. I love Kirsten Dunst. She was one of my first crushes. Like, I get that. But she also keeps going to him and being like, so what's going on with you? And Peter just drops the ball there because he's not actually interested. She literally, like, storms out of her house and is like, oh, I bet you heard all that. And Peter is like, oh, I don't really listen. You don't really listen? She's going through crisis. And you're like, but she's pretty. Fuck you! You weird fucking nice guy incel piece of shit.
He does kind of want, like, the chance more than, like, the actual being a thing.
I think he just wants to ogle her.
Like,
man.
that's why he likes being Spider-Man with it. He likes the chase.
And she gives him so many opportunities. More than she should, because why would she be interested in this fucking guy? You've been listening to her parents abuse her for like 10 years, and the most you can do is be like, oh, I don't listen to that. What the fuck? It's the Skylar White thing, where fans of this movie hate on MJ because she's the woman. And is like, hey, can you be a better boyfriend? And Peter is like, whip! MJ deserved better. That's all I'm saying.
You're viewing it from his perspective. So, like, when you're watching this movie in his footsteps, whether his decisions are rational or not, you're going to feel what he's feeling.
He's like, now she's dating my best friend. Dog, your best friend was like, are you going to make a move? And you said no.
And he was just like, no.
He gave you the opportunity. All of this reminds me of something. And Ashton spoiled this by reading my notes. But this Tobey Maguire's Peter Parker is just fucking Bear from Obsession. They're the same person.
Pretty much.
They're the same.
Pretty much.
They're infatuated with this person, but they don't actually care about them as a person. I think they're more interested in the chase.
They like. Yes, exactly.
They don't really care about the other person as a human being. They're both creepy, incel, nice guys. I think if you swapped Peter Parker and Bear, the movies
selfish.
Happen the same way. Nothing changes. Both of those movies end the same way. Like, if Peter Parker had a one-wish willow, he would make the same wish. He also wouldn't take it back or whatever. He would still learn nothing from it. Like, all of this would still fucking happen. So again, I love this Spider-Man movie. It's such like a warm film. I'm a huge Sam Raimi fan. Fuck this Peter Parker. He's such a piece of shit.
Yeah, he sucks.
This Peter Parker sucks. Also, he's like 30. Everyone in this movie is like 30. After 2002 Spider-Man, we slogged through 2 sequels. One of them is great. One of them is a massive piece of shit that I think people are trying to like turn into the Star Wars prequels, where they're like, it's actually good. No, it's really bad. And also 2 of the Star Wars prequels are also really bad. And one of them is just fine. We totally are not recording this like 3 days later or anything. Or like almost a week later, come to think about it.
Yeah.
This is the same day. We're wearing the same clothes that we were wearing in the previous part. And the next part, everything is the same. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. And I still have facial hair now, and I will in the next part.
Later. Yeah, you'll also have facial hair later as well. Because you do now. I want to say about 10 years later, I want to say around 2012, 2013, we got the first reboot of Spider-Man, The Amazing Spider-Man, directed by a guy named Mark Webb. It's Spider-Man. Thwip and all of that.
If only this movie was, like, good, then that would be more interesting.
Andrew Garfield steps into the Spider-Man here now. I will say, I like it more than Ashton, but I think we have the same problems with it.
Yeah, it's just one of us is, like, a lot more annoyed at those problems.
Which I totally get. The main problem is just, like, it's just choked in shit.
There's just so many plot holes, and it doesn't help that there's like 5 million different plots happening, and they all have a lot of plot holes.
That's what I was gonna say.
Yeah.
It's easy to have so many plot holes when you have so much plot.
That's like building a house on Swiss cheese.
And then you're insisting on solving every single plot in one movie too. So you introduce all of these things, and you don't really let any of them get into the sequel besides like the Richard Parker stuff. Other than that, you're like
the least interesting stuff, by the way.
Yeah. The most interesting stuff in this movie, I think, is the stuff with the Stacy family. But that all gets solved here. Obviously, you know, spoilers,
also, it's propaganda. I hate that Spider-Man learns what it means to be a hero because the cop told him.
This movie, I wrote exactly like Man of Steel. There's a good movie. There's a really good movie in here.
There's
somewhere.
A good cast in here.
But you gotta dig. There's a very good cast, but you gotta dig through all of the shit to get to the good movie.
Like the fact that the villain is basically just Willem Dafoe's Green Goblin.
Oh yeah, but like worse. A half-assed version of it too.
Yeah,
like Lizard bears nothing on this. He's so forgettable, and it's Reef Isons is playing him. I like Reef Isons quite a bit. I think he's a solid actor, but he just is nothing in this.
Yeah.
I think The Amazing Spider-Man, if it was like a movie that centers around Captain Stacy, and he's hunting Spider-Man until at the end they learn they have to team up and stuff, that's such a better streamlined movie than the 7,000 plots that happen in here. Because you have the stuff with the Stacys, you have the stuff with the Lizard, you have the stuff with Gwen Stacy is almost its separate thing. You have Peter's origin story. You have Peter trying to hunt down Uncle Ben, or Uncle Ben's killer, rather. You have the stuff with Richard Parker. Irfan Khan is in this movie, and I love him. He's may he rest in peace. He was a generational actor. But what does he do in it? Why is he here? There's just so much happening here that you can't focus on one singular thing. There's no streamlined plot. There's just a bunch of, like, tree branches.
Yeah, yeah.
Anytime Peter Parker isn't just a random kid that gets bit by a spider, it's less interesting.
Yes, it defeats the whole purpose.
It's not about who is currently on. It's just about what you do with it. And these two movies almost don't have anything about what you do with the powers. It's all about why he got the powers. That being said, when they do tackle what he does with the powers, they are really good scenes. Like when he's helping the kid up from the car, or at the end of the second one, when that kid is trying to go one-on-one with Rhino.
Yeah, that's a cool scene. Well, there was like little moments, but we get so few of them.
There are more things I like in this movie. I want to shout out Martin Sheen, who plays Uncle Ben here. Obviously, as I said in the first part, Cliff Robertson is my favorite Uncle Ben, but Martin Sheen gives a very good, like, runner-up performance here. You know, I think he reminds me of, like, he's a more, I don't want to say real version, because I know people who are, like, the original
He's a working
Uncle Ben,
man's
but
Uncle Ben.
Yeah, Martin Sheen, like, reminds me a little bit of my grandfather. Actually, both my grandfathers. I also quite like Dennis Leary as Captain Stacy.
He's so very, like, you need to follow the rules, or else I'm gonna go over there and get violent with you.
Which is funny too, because he's got multiple people telling him that Kurt Connors is a lizard, and he should look into that. But he's like, but he wrote my daughter's college essay.
So stupid.
Dude, what? Not like a letter of recommendation.
Oh, okay.
Rather.
I was like, what?
Dr. Connors wrote my daughter a letter of recommendation. Do you think they're going to look at it and be like, oh, cool, this lizard wrote, we should accept the lizard recommendation? And
they did.
Yeah, but I imagine Gwen Stacy did a lot of that shit on her own and didn't need... it's the weirdest form of corruption.
It is.
You know? Mm-hmm. It's like, I can't take, cash bribes, but if you can write a letter for my daughter,
I will.
You're off the hook. But obviously, for this episode, we don't care about the movie. The movies don't matter.
Andrew Garfield, very good.
He's a lot more, like, genuine,
Yes.
I feel, than Tobey Maguire's.
Which isn't very
Like,
hard.
he does make his stupid mistakes along the way, but they're more reasonable. Like, his mistakes aren't like Tobey's mistakes, where it's
Selfish.
just like, because I think he's a weird, creepy stalker guy. His mistakes come off more as like, yeah, this dude's like 16, 17
really
years
edgy.
Old, and he feels like
Yeah.
it. It should also be said, I think Andrew Garfield it's just a better performance as a whole.
He is just like a better actor.
Specifically, Andrew. What are your thoughts on Andrew here?
Very good. Yeah, Andrew Garfield's is
He's
good. I don't know what else to say that hasn't already been said about him.
It sucks that they decided to not give him anything interesting to do.
Yes.
But they did give him a lot to do. Jesus Christ.
They gave him something.
Just write a better movie, man.
Yeah.
Speaking of better movie, now going on, but for after a few years, the MCU really started to take a hold. People wanted Andrew Garfield Spider-Man in there, and then they realized like that was just kind of a waste. I think Andrew Garfield kind of got sick of playing Spider-Man, because he, on a press tour, he was basically like, this movie's choked in shit, man. And so we now go to the MCU, which has taken stronghold in 2017, where we got Spider-Man Homecoming, where Tom Holland steps into the role. Right off the bat, it is a good movie. I like it. I'm just kind of sick of the half-assed comic book adaptations. And I'm not meaning like the superhero fatigue. I mean the movies that are like, we don't really want the comic book aesthetic or anything. Because after watching the original Spider-Man, I was like, this is what I miss. I miss when it was nerdy. I miss when comic books were nerdy, you know? They had more sauce to it then.
It does kind of lack the sauce, this movie.
And the thing is, this movie does nothing wrong. I like this movie. There are some things I love about. Actually, the entire third act for this movie, great.
The first act, when it's like, I really like it.
Really?
I really like when he's just like a nerdy little kid. Yes, with the Lego Death Star.
I like. We'll talk on it more later. I like him in it, but like plot wise, I was kind of lukewarm on it.
I thought it was because it's everything. I love Spider-Man being friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. I like him being the little guy on the street helping people, and he's doing exactly that.
I fucking love the Vulture. Michael Keaton is my absolute guy. I love Michael Keaton, but he is so good in this movie. The plot twist where, you know, Peter goes to open the door to his date's house and it's the fucking Vulture and he just stops. That is one of my favorite screenwriting beats ever. And from that second until the end of the movie, I'm utterly hooked. And I'm loving everything that happens. I'm loving every acting choice. I'm loving some of the cinematography, which is not common that I love Marvel cinematography. Similar to what I think does work about this relationship with Iron Man is I think Tom Holland and Robert Downey Jr. have very good chemistry.
I do. And it sucks how much I don't want these two interacting.
But John Bernthal and Tom Holland also have very good chemistry. They've been friends for a while now. So, like, they just did the Odyssey together. They Odyssey'd. This is the first time everyone's felt like high school kids.
This is kind of reminds me a lot of how I was when I was in high school. Where everybody had, like, their own nerdy clique.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Flash is no longer a jock, but he's just a rich, smart kid. Those are bullies now. Those are what bullies are now.
Yeah. No, absolutely.
These all feel like high school kids. They make dumbass high school kid mistakes. They're cringy as shit like high schoolers are. Not the Lego Death Star, that's tight as hell. I love Hannibal Buress as the gym teacher in this for some reason. I think he's so fucking funny in it.
I fucking love Hannibal Buress.
Hannibal Buress is one of the funniest comedians on the planet. And he's so good.
Yes.
I'm so glad they very clearly just gave... I imagine they gave Hannibal Buress, like, cliff notes of what's been happening and then we're kind of just like, you can just kind of say what you want.
I like MJ in this a lot.
I thought she was a little overwrought writing-wise, but I think Zendaya.
I do enjoy the part where she's like, they're at the Washington Monument, and she's like, I refuse to go somewhere that's built by slaves, and then they look over at the security guard, and he's like...
I think her line was a little, like... It started to fade into that, like, Sam Raimi, Mark Webb, like, we're writing how we think high schoolers talk, and high schoolers care about social justice, but they do save it with that reaction shot to the security guard, which is very funny. I will say, I think they do better with MJ in the sequels. They give her more stuff to do. Obviously, Zendaya was becoming a bigger star. They double
down, though, on her personality they build in this one, and I like that.
Yeah, no, they didn't fucking cater to all the nerds being like, that's not the real MJ. Shut up. Yeah, it is.
Let's talk about Tom Holland.
What do you got?
He's great in this.
Yeah. He's excellent. It's a really good performance. It's a genuinely good performance. I think Tom Holland is a better actor than people give him credit for.
Oh, absolutely.
Here's what I'll say. I think he's a solid actor, but I think he's very bad at picking roles. But, Tom Holland himself is very likable. His Spider-Man is very likable. Like, he's a dork.
He gets the nerd. He's cool. He's smart. Yeah. He has, like, a mouth to him when he's Spider-Man. So he's cracking jokes.
I love his bit with Aaron Davis. When he's like, that'll dissolve in 2 hours. Bye, Mr. Criminal Man. And Aaron Davis is like, I got ice cream in here.
I like the part where he's like whoa, really you're the Avengers. That's so cool.
Oh, yeah, that's... Thor, Hulk, nice to finally meet you guys. Yeah, that's very, very Spider-Man.
Ripped from a comic book. We were talking about ripped from a comic book earlier. That's ripped from a comic book.
That scene as a whole. But one of the things I wrote is, like, he's a believable nerd despite the fact that Tom Holland is so clearly jacked and hot.
Yes.
Women and men fall over themselves for Tom Holland, but when he's playing Spider-Man, you buy the fact these kids are just bullying him.
Yeah, it's like, oh, he's adorable, leave him alone.
Yeah, and you root for him. It's not like, again, we're gonna bring it back to Tobey, where I'm like, I think they should pick on him more. Tom Holland Spider-Man, he stays the friendly neighborhood Spider-Man for now. Like, I know he breaks down this big arms deal, but this big arms deal was something that was affecting his neighborhood.
They're flooding regular neighborhoods with guns. Throughout the whole movie, Vulture knows to stay in that working class lane, because if he goes even further, he only goes further out of necessity, out of survival, because he knows that getting on the Avengers radar...
out of survival, out of desperation.
That's a better word for it, yeah.
Yeah. You know what I also love? I love his scene where he pulls the debris off of him. Like, that scene's talked about to death, but it is such a well-done scene. And straight from the comic books as well.
It is.
But that's where I'm like, people miss the point of being like, oh, the Spider-Man's just Iron Man Jr. The entire movie was him almost being hindered by being so attached to Iron Man, and it's not until that the suit is taken away, the technology is taken away, that he can really become Spider-Man,
Yeah, because he relies on it too much.
The second he relies on himself, the second he is able to be the amazing Spider-Man, the Spider-Man that's always been willing to, to take terminology from the animated film, always get back up, That's what Spider-Man is. Yeah. He has to learn to be that. Because you also got to realize, this Spider-Man's like 15. He's the youngest one we've seen.
There's a lot of pressure. Yeah.
Go back and remind yourself of what you were like when you were 14, 15 years old, You
definitely made mistakes.
Yeah, it's cringy to think about, isn't it? So, I guess the time has come, Ashton. The time has come to rank your Spider-Man.
Yeah. Oh, Tobey last. It was rough. Because they're both good. Actually, fuck it. I'm gonna say Tom Holland second, Andrew first.
Do you know what's really funny?
What?
This is turning out exactly like our Superman ranking. because my ranking is Tobey third, Garfield second, Holland first.
Interesting.
I give it to Holland.
And it's another
because,
one where you can't really, like, blame the other for the list being either way.
No, I gave thought about putting Andrew Garfield as number one because I think Andrew Garfield's just a significantly better actor than even Tom Holland, who I said is a good actor. But just that era of, like, gritty, realistic superhero stuff that has always rubbed me the wrong way. And then Holland, I think, has the benefit
when we
of,
see
like,
him back in, like, No Way Home, you
He's
really
very good in No
start
Way
to,
Home.
like, really see, like, fuck, if he was just given a better script.
Yeah. Although I will say, Tobey is also very good in No Way Home. He's very
He
warm
is.
in
This
it.
is the one time I actually like
Yeah.
Tobey Spider-Man.
You have Garfield over Holland. What's your thinking behind that?
There's a moment at the end of Amazing Spider-Man 2 where the little kid that he saved from getting bullied earlier in the movie jumps in front of the Rhino, puts on the mask, and he tries to fill Spider-Man's shoes. Spider-Man shows up. He tells the kid to get out of the way, and that he comes back from grieving Gwen Stacy's death. That's Spider-Man.
Right.
That scene is so
I don't
beautiful to me. It makes me cry. I love that ending as much as I hate that fucking movie. It's just there's certain moments with him, and it's like, fuck, he's so good. It just sucks that they give him nothing else good to work with.
Yeah. As I said, I picked Holland because Tom Holland is like very Spider-Man. He does the great Peter Parker. He does the great Spider-Man. He's very comic booky. He's charming. He's like, I think most of all, he just benefits from the better movies than Andrew Garfield. And obviously, I like
for sure
Tobey's movies the best. But I've spent so much of this video talking about how much I fucking hate Tobey as Spider-Man, and how much I hate that Peter Parker. Garfield, I really did think about it. Like, that thought did come to mind. But yeah, that's our Spider-Man ranking. We did the same thing. I thought we were gonna have the same ranking, honestly. Because I like The Amazing Spider-Man more than you even like it. But same thing happened that happened in the Superman, where we had, like, slightly differing views, but our third place was just like, yeah, this guy, and then all the rest, you know?
Yeah, who cares? Yeah.
And again, if we were to shout out some of the voice actors, Yuri Lowenthal, who voices him in Insomniac Spider-Man universe, is fucking incredible. He's an incredible Spider-Man, as well as just an incredible voice actor. Josh Keaton is like kind of the voice I hear when I read Spider-Man comics.
Yeah.
So, like, they also get big shout-outs as well.
100%.
Well, the lights have been dimming, and so the light dims on our video. That was terrible. I'm keeping that in. But so, yeah, that's our Spider-Man ranking. We hope you're excited for Spider-Man Brand New Day. Ash, how excited are you for Brand New Day?
It's a movie that's coming out.
I wish I was more excited. I think I'm gonna.
I can't get myself to care about MCU shit anymore.
I really can't either. Or even superhero movies now, I think just don't have that sauce to them anymore. And especially after watching the original Spider-Man film, I'm like, man, I'm getting nostalgic about it.
They're really corporate kill them.
Yeah. That being said, it is Spider-Man. Like, at the end of the day,
Spider-Man. Yeah.
Twip and all of that.
And
it's Destin Daniel Cretton directing this time around, and we talked about him when we did Wonder Man.
Fuck. Oh my god. Okay, that does change my mind a little bit because
I do think John Watts did a lot of things right with Spider-Man, but also as in general, I think is kind of
man.
An okay director. He's a hired gun type. He was never great with his action sequences or anything, which is something I think Destin Daniel Cretton is very good at.
As much MCU fatigue as I have, Always good to see Daniel Desencretin in the director's chair.
Yeah. Anyway, that's us talking about some Spider-Man, us doing more rankings. Let us know if you want to see more rankings. Join us next week where we are deciding to tank our algorithm already more than we do. We're going to look at some B horror movies. We're talking about the Toxic
Yay.
Avenger and the Ice Cream Man. I have been looking forward
Yay.
to this episode for months. And before we even get to it, let me say, fuck Eli Roth.
Obligatory Zionist, I hate Israel mention.
Yeah. Join us next week when we talk about a bunch of horror movies that weren't even popular when they came out.
But they're still very fun.
Anyway, thank you, Ashton,
awesome.
for coming down and ranking some Spider-Man with me.
It's been a vibe.
Perhaps too many. I've been KJ Collelo.
I'm Ashton Byrne.
Bit ciao, y'all.
Blah 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 blah.